Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? I'm trying to get the sage. I like a little bit of sage when I'm reading, but it's going the wrong way. Anyway, I don't think I've done a reading for you before, so I'd like to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. I try to describe the picture the best that I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind, because you'll either see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. This is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So sometimes you'll have to stretch it outside the box a little bit. She's not going to give me all the details because details are none of my business. She should give me just enough that you know what she's referring to. So she's humming a song, humming a song, humming a lullaby. It sounds kind of, it's not anything that I recognize. I think it's just more like a sing-songing, low humming, like you would do to a baby trying to get it to go to sleep, kind of. So either she used to do this to you, which you'd probably be too young to remember that, or maybe she used to do it to your grandkids. She's still doing it to them. She's still doing it to your kids. So if you do mention you have, I don't know how young your youngest one is. Anyway, so little kids can see and hear them, no problem, until they get to be about 9 or 10 years old. And then they kind of realize people are going to think they're crazy if they say anything out loud that they see their grandma walking around. Animals are the same way, especially dogs and cats, mostly is what I've seen. I'm sure other ones do too. So your kids, and I feel like it's mostly girl, if you see her sleeping and she kind of gets this smile on her face when she's sound asleep, it's because her grandma's humming this song to her. You might even see her reach out in her sleep. You might even see her reach out towards grandma. Grandmas are always good energy. Oh, well, not always. Most of the time, grandmas are good energy to have around in your house. One time I went to a house and they just had an ungodly amount of spirit coming through, coming through. All good, but it was just like overwhelming. So we asked everybody to leave except for the 4 grandparents. Now, if your parent, whatever, was an asshole, yeah, we might want to get rid of them too. But they're usually a good energy to help guard your children, keep their space safe. So she wanted to pick a card. Um, anyway, I shuffled until she told me to quit. So she picked this card for you. Surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. Compassionately. So I was stumbling over that word. Compassionately. I can't talk. Compassionately accepting it. It is what it is. Here, say, let it go. Let it go. So whatever. She says, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. There's something bugging you and you're just not willing to let it go. Something to do surrounding her leaving. She says it doesn't matter, just let it go. Oh, think you asked me, why was she with him? That's what she's talking about. She says, let it go. It is what it is. Not going to change. Let it go. It doesn't matter. It's nobody's business. Let it go. Compassionately accepting it. And she says, that's all I'm going to say about that. I can ask them questions. I can't make them answer. I can't twist their arm. She says this humming like a lullaby, like, I may not be doing it loud enough. Just a little soft humming, kind of just random. You should hear it too. So you can either hear it in one ear, usually it's one ear, usually it's not both, or you can hear it up here. We have telepathic ears up here. We can talk to each other without saying a word with our lips. So she does it when you get in one of those, anxiety's kicking your ass type, like I do. And she does it to try to softly calm you down. So know when you hear that humming, and it could come through as a buzzing or a if she doesn't get her energy quite in line with your energy. So if you get like buzzing in one ear, my ears ring all the time, but I'll still get a screech in one ear when my guides are trying to get my attention. Now, when you get that, or you hear what you think is muttering in one ear, you might even feel warmth or tickling on whichever ear it is that she's closest to, because her energy does that. Their energy does that to some people. And she's making my head itch. Their energy makes my head itch. I don't know why. Make sure you validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs. If you want more signs, it's up to you. She says you need to be more compassionate with yourself. You don't cut yourself enough slack. You don't give yourself enough leeway. You're trying to do the job of 10 people, most of us women. We think we have to do it all. She says, sometimes just stop and smell the roses. And she's literally showing you, pulling a rose up and smelling it. Stop and smell the roses and take time for that bubble bath. Make time for that bubble bath. Make things happen. Do not ever forget the love of your children. Sometimes we take them for granted. So your love for her has always been one of the most very important things in her life, even now. They can feel you. They can hear you. They can see you. I promise you 1,000%. She can also feel you. So when you're thinking loving thoughts about her, she feels that energy. And that's good energy. That's high vibration energy. That's what we want. Love is our ultimate goal. That's what the divine wants us to learn, is to love unconditionally. Your love for her, even now, is probably the most important thing to her. She says, well, other than the grandkids. And she feels like her love was secondary, having your love. Your love was priority to her. And it still is. So know when you're feeling down in the dumps that you can call on her. Sit down on the couch, turn the TV off, just sit there and, Mom, I want to talk to you. And just talk to her. You will probably, maybe not that exact instant, but at some point later, usually, something will pop up. It could be in the grocery store, it could be anywhere. Something will pop up and you'll go, that's my mom validating all the things that I just told her. Or maybe like one time I was sitting at a table with some friends and all of a sudden out of my mouth for no reason, I said something and my girlfriend turned around and looked at me. She goes, that's something that my exact thing my dad always said. Because it's going to be something like that. You could be walking through the store and somebody will say something. And you'll go, that's my mom. She heard me. I know she heard me. She says she's very proud of you. She made me take a big breath. She says you need to learn how to breathe. And then she's poking me on the shoulder. I used to have a sticky note on my computer that said, just breathe. I have a ring that says, just breathe. We don't breathe deep enough. Our little cells are starving for oxygen. They want more than what we give them with our little shallow automatic breathing. So, yeah, I'm getting a knot in my stomach. So when you get that knot in your stomach, do meditation type breathing. You don't have to sit there and go, You don't have to be meditating. I have a problem with, can't sit still long enough to meditate most of the time. But the breathing, you breathe in through your nose real slow, and some people hold it for 3 or 4 seconds, and then out through your mouth real slow. You do that 3 or 4 times, and it replenishes some of the oxygen in our body, and it calms us down. The other day when I went to the doctor, my blood pressure was like way up there, and she says, why don't you sit there and relax for a minute before we do this? Meditation breathing, and it brought my blood pressure down 20, 30 points. So, through the nose and out through the mouth, and 3 or 4 times every so often, and you'll feel that knot in your stomach kind of subside. You get that knot in your stomach, sit down and talk to her. You don't have to talk through your mouth. She can hear you. You can talk to her without lips. She's showing something on the stove. It's got noodles in it, like macaroni noodles. I just had Hamburger Helper that had macaroni noodles in it. So I don't know that it would be that. So either you just cook something like this, you're getting ready to cook something like this. It's your favorite dish. It's her favorite dish. Something with these macaroni noodles in it. Or you just had this or something. Maybe she made this for you all the time. They don't always explain when they show something. Okay, so then there's going to be some tap, tap, tapping, but it's like using a fingernail. It's going to be, it will probably be very light. Usually doesn't happen when you're in the same room. Usually, like you walk out of the kitchen, then you hear tap, tap, tap. But I don't know why. It's usually not when you're in the same room. And she wants me to show you my fingernails. Why in the heck do you want me to show her my fingernails? You see that they're really not bright enough for you to really see the design. See, like that swirl they use magnets. I don't know why she wants me to explain my fingernails to you. They painted them black, and then she painted them with the sparkly red. And then she took 2 magnets and held them over the fingernail until it made this, with the magnet, she pushed a swirl. It was really cool. Getting a different color next time because you really can't see it. And one of them, Maybe you do nails, or maybe you like to get your nails done. One of them, crap, I can't tell if I'm getting it. What she really wants me to explain this. I don't think you can see it. Try this one. There, on that one. Can you see what looks like a little, almost a flower on the end? There's a glare. Sorry about that. I'm taking up the reading, looking at nails. You see how it looks like a flower? She had a magnet shaped, a long stick with a magnet on the bottom, and it had flower, what looked like flower petal magnets. And then when she held that down on there, it made that design. I think, Mom, why don't you get your nails done? Or maybe you just did, or maybe you're wanting a new idea. Maybe you like fun stuff like that. She says you can do it on your toes, too. Ooh, I may try that. I'd never heard of it before. Don't know what it's called. So Mom wants you to know. She says, I'm terribly, terribly proud of you. So proud of you. You're a good mom. You're a good mom. She just pauses and kind of reflects on it, and you're a good mom. I wish I'd been a better mom to you. So remember that with your kids, with your children. Be the best mom you can be, because it's one of the most important jobs in this world. To be a good mom, to teach your kids good things. No hate, no disrespect. None of this, I'm better than you. No, none of this, I hate you. Teach them the good values in life so they can grow up to be a good mom like you or dad. With that, she's going to leave. She's blowing you kisses. Hopefully you feel those. Just little red hearts floating up that she's sending your way. So thank you for being patient, my dear. I do have a busy schedule, and I sent, you paid twice for the same thing, so I sent the second one back. I was a little confused why I got the second one. Anyway, I refunded it. Much love, my dear. Tell Mom you love her. She can hear you. I promise. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Mwah. Be good. Love ya.